Hey guys, in this video I'm going to walk you through how to create a Autodesk Revit 2020 installation deployment. So I have a Windows 10 machine here running 20H2 and if we open up remove programs, refresh it, you can say that I do not have any Autodesk products installed right now. So typically you would go to open up a browser. You would go to I think it's Autodesk Education, and you'd probably be required to sign in order to get access to the downloads here. Yeah, it's gonna want you to sign in order to get Revit. If you click Get Started, once you create an education account, they're gonna ask for verification that you're a student or teacher or something related to the educational field, and then they'll open up your account for access to download the educational version of Revit. I've already done that, and I've got the installation files here. So let me go ahead and double click on the setup, and it's going to start initializing, and I'll come back when it's done. Alright, so it brings us to the installation dashboard here. You could click install and run through the installation on this machine, but if you're going to be deploying this to a number of devices, you can create a deployment, which is what we'll do here, and we'll just call it Autodesk underscore Revit underscore version 2020, and it's going to want a path. So typically you would put this out somewhere on a network share that a number of devices could gain access to. We do not have one available at this time. I do not believe. Let me make sure I tell you correctly. Yeah. So I believe we might be able just to tell it to drop it in C. No. Okay. So stand by for a second. Alright, so it will require you to drop it somewhere on the network. I was hoping it was going to let you drop it locally, but it needs a UNC path. So I just created one real quick called the Photo Auto. It already detected that this is a 64-bit installation for Revit. Whenever this installation gets completed, whenever this deployment gets completed, we'll be able to push it out silently. It'll create a log, and it'll drop the log in this particular folder here. So we'll click next. Alright, so this is the license and terms. You can agree to that. Okay, so typically you would select the serial number standalone option here, and this serial number and product key you will get once you've created that account on Autodesk website and they verified that you're an educational user. They'll provide you with a serial number and product key, and that's what you would insert in here. You do also have the option to if you have a network license server running, you can actually get it pulled down um, here into the installation. We do not. And then the actual first option was that whenever it's done installing, the user will have to sign in to in order to activate the Autodesk product. For typically we would use this one, but just for right now, we'll go ahead and just click the Autodesk ID. Click next. Let's see when it loads up. Alright, so it finally loaded up here. It's going to give us a brief summary of what it's going to install, and it needs about 13 gigs, so that is another thing I should have checked in the beginning, just to show you. Make sure you have enough space whenever you do kick off the installation. Make sure you have enough disk space free in order for it to install. So everything looks good, so we'll click create, and it will run through here. Oop, we got an error. Did not like something here. Alright, stand by for a second. Alright, so I just went through the entire process again, and looks like now it's running. I believe what the problem was in creating this folder here. Apparently that auto folder was never really created, and I think I just went ahead and added the path without making sure the folder existed, and I think that's what caused it to error out. But now I went ahead and just created a folder beforehand, and I just created an Autodesk folder here, and then I went back and dropped this UNC path into the installation, and looks like now it is copying over the files that it needs for the deployment. So it is at 38 of 39. This probably will be running for a while, so I'll come back when it's complete. Alright, so it finished installing. We got a green check. That's always a good sign. We could hit add updates, see if anything else needs to there probably is, because this is from 2020. No, I don't believe there is any. Are there any updates? Oh, there's no updates. Yeah. Okay, well, that's awesome. So we'll close this, exit the application. So now if we go back to add and remove programs and we click refresh, you're going to see that, hey, we do not have Revit installed, which is by design, because all we did was just create a deployment. The deployment is now located in that UNC path that we designated for it. So now if we want to kick it off, all we got to do is just double click on the deployment, and it will start the installation process. And this will take a while also, so let me go ahead and pause the video, and I'll come back when it's done. So we are still going here, so I'll come back in a bit. Alrighty, it looks like completed here. We have Revit 2020 icons on the desktop. If we refresh our programs and features, wow, we got a ton of Autodesk stuff that got installed. Yeah, so this is definitely a beast of a program. And I believe if we try launching it, we'll see what happens here if it asks us to log in any way, shape, or form in order to activate it. Since this is our first time launching it, this is the initial launch. So yep, and there's our login window. Okay, so this is what we had specified in the during the deployment to prompt for Autodesk credentials. So apparently you'll need to log in with your email and password, and I think if you don't, it will not pull a license, and therefore it will exit out of Revit. But at least this video kind of gives you a walkthrough on the deployment and installation process of Autodesk Revit 2020. Hope you like this video. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another one. Take care. Bye.